Everybody's mad today. See that house? Everybody just be mad today. Today was something else. You see that Lucy? I said it earlier today that Lucy is looking for fights. You see Lucy and Katrina, those two people, they've been looking for fights since day one, and today they had their time. Check my other video. I talked about Katrina's fight with Watoni, and now Lucy has had her own fight this night. I just knew it. I didn't know it would happen today, but I just knew that Lucy was going to fight with somebody, like major fight. Some days ago, she tried to pick a fight with Lilo, but Lilo was not having it. She said, if you want to fight, you're not going to fight with me. I'm not the one that's going to fight with you. But today, she now met with somebody that gave it to her, and they had their back and forth. But before we go in, don't forget to like, subscribe, share, drop your comments, and turn on your post notifications so that I can get notified each time I post a video, because I'm going to be bringing videos back to back. So today a lot of things happen. You see the way my title is entangled? That is how this whole story is entangled. Entangled has become my best word in the dictionary. Thank you so much, Jada, for bringing out this word entangled, because it's almost as if it fits every situation right now. So here's a complete breakdown of the major things that happened this night. Somebody on Twitter has already helped me out. Number one, Dora and Ozo's conversation about their triangle. Number two, Erica crying while getting comfort from Kid. Number three, Eric and Ozo's conversation about Dora's and Nengi. Then Nengi and Ozo's conversation, Lilo and Eric's small fight, Lucy and Kaisha's fight. All these things happened this night after their Friday night arena games. Everything, both love, fight, hate, everything happened this night. So about the arena games, Lilo and Nengi were the only housemates exempted from the punishment that Big Brother gave all the housemates this night. Apparently all the housemates did not finish the task. All of them, both Nengi and Lilo, but Nengi and Lilo were the only people that got closest to the finish point. So he spared both of them and all the other housemates. He added 10 seconds each to their time. So it means that next week they are going to have 2 minutes plus 10 seconds, because he gave them 2 minutes to complete today's task. So next week they are going to have like 2 minutes plus 10 seconds already. And you know that at the end of everything, the person with the least time gets to win the Friday night arena game challenge, like the whole compilation and stuff. The game has to do with them wearing lab coat, face mask, and all the other things that you wear during this whole corona period. So it was a corona related kind of challenge, just to create awareness, or just to, I think they just wanted to do something around this corona stuff, and it's not something I'll start explaining to you guys, but that's just the summary. Meanwhile, guys, we have a new ship in the house, Erica and Kidvaya. Earlier today they were eating together and they were just smiling up and down. I was like, okay, what's going on here? They've been showing us signs since, but today it was almost like they sealed the ship and the ship is about to sail. I'm joining that ship. I'm on top of that ship. V and Neo, they are another ship that have been sailing, although I feel like Neo's feelings are not being reciprocated like that. He earlier said that he doesn't like a lady coming after him, but maybe with time he's going to come around, basically, because V is literally the one going after him and she's not even hiding it, like she's very open about it. So maybe after a while it's going to get better, just the way we saw last season with Gedoni. Then I heard the housemates talking about something today. I am not 100% sure, but I think I know what I heard. The reason I'm saying I'm not 100% sure is because I've not heard anybody talking about it on Twitter, or I've not seen anybody talking about it on Twitter. Maybe it's because they didn't get the gist, but I was listening to Neo talking to Ozo, Prince, Erica was also there. He was saying that he entered the bathroom when Erica was having her bath. I think they were rushing or something like that, so he had to enter in to also take his bath. And he now kind of described the bathroom. The bathroom is big. Then he went in to have his bath. He went in, just pulled his clothes and had his bath. Meanwhile, Erica was having her bath on the other side. So basically they had their bath together. He was also saying that he likes the fact that these sets, they are kind of like, they are not so rigid like that, and they don't take things personally. Erica was also there. She was just smiling. She was like, accepting what he was saying. So I don't completely know if I heard that just well. So maybe they're going to talk about it another time, or say something related to that some other time, but that's just what I heard. This is the interesting part. Let's talk about Dorathy and Ozo. This evening, Dorathy was talking to Ozo about their friendship or situationship. She was saying that she did not like the fact that she was in an uncomfortable situation with Ozo, like in the middle of something. Nengi being on one side, Ozo being on the other side, and she's kind of like in the middle. And she did not like the fact that Ozo was always placing her in the middle of their situation. So Ozo was trying to explain to her that, they have a good friendship and it's not going to affect anything. Like if he has to have anything to do with any other person in the house, it's not going to affect their friendship. Then Dorathy was now making him understand that some of the housemates are looking at her like she's kind of putting asunder between Ozo and Nengi. She's the reason why Ozo has not gone to approach Nengi. And Ozo was like, that's not the way it is, that maybe some people are just talking because of how they see things, or they're just making assumptions. Then Dorothy was not trying to make him understand that this is how the housemates are seeing it. She now gave him a scenario, like if she was the one that was always calling Prince her spec, yet she's always with Ozo and trying to be friends with Ozo, that how would he feel? He did not want to answer the question. He was just taking it back to her and telling her that okay, that she's the one that he's friends with, and from the beginning they clicked as friends, that nothing is going to happen to the friendship and stuff. So Dorothy was like, she doesn't have a problem with him talking to another person in the house. Like he can talk to anybody he wants to talk to in the house. But for her, she doesn't like the fact that he's always placing her in the middle, and he always makes stupid comments. According to her, she said that he always makes stupid side comments. And at this point, I don't know, he was just sitting there, being all calm, and everything, trying to understand what she was saying. She now said that all those comments that he used to make her feel some kind of way, or put her in an uncomfortable situation. And I think the example she's talking about is Ozo always saying Nengi is the spec, Nengi is the spec, and the housemates always shipping Ozo and Nengi. So I kind of understand where she's coming from, because in the house they're always shipping Nengi and Ozo, and Ozo always says that Nengi is the spec, but at the same time it's always with Dorothy. I know that what they have is like friendship, normal friendship and everything, but when other people start looking at it like, oh, this is the person that's coming to put us under, or when they are doing too much together, I feel like the issue there is that the friendship, they are acting more than just friends. The friendship that, okay, they're always cooking together, they go to the arena together, maybe you bring her slippers for her to wear, those kind of things. So normal friendship, some people don't look at that kind of thing like normal friendship. Some people will look at it like, okay, this is just a normal friendship, we're going here together because you're the one I vibe with. But when it has to do with a boy and a girl, and you're in that space, the next thing people start doing is that they'll start shipping them, or they'll start looking at it like they're trying to build a relationship. So if people are looking at it like, oh, all these things that Ozo is doing for this babe, it's almost like, oh, they are having something, or they are in a relationship or a situationship, if I may say. So Dorothy being in that position, there's now another person, Nengi, that this guy is always saying, oh, Nengi is my spec, Nengi is my spec. So it's just a mixed up situation. Some people are saying that Dorothy likes Ozo, that's why she's stating it like this. But for me, my own personal view, I don't think it's coming from a place of like, okay, likeness. Maybe there's a little bit of likeness, but I don't think it's that deep. She just wants to remove herself so that she does not start having problems with Nengi. I feel like that is even the right thing to do, because if she's in that situation and then Ozo is acting this way, they are very close and they keep being close. The closeness is not even allowing Dorothy to relate well with other housemates, because they're almost always together. And she said that Prince, another housemate, has told her before that, okay, she's always with Ozo, because according to Dorothy, she invited Prince to come and stay with her one time, and Prince was saying that, oh, that okay, didn't Ozo come to stay with you that night, or didn't Ozo come to stay with you? And she was like, where did that one come from? How would Prince be assuming that Ozo is always with her? So it's almost affecting her friendship with other housemates, and she's trying to break that over closeness between herself and Ozo, so that it does not affect her game or her stay in the house with other housemates. I feel like that's the best thing to do. Even if it's likeness she has for Ozo, let's assume that, okay, it's likeness, because we're the ones assuming, she has not said it. Let's assume that she likes Ozo. But now, this is a very uncomfortable situation. Ozo is saying this, and he's always talking about Nengi in her presence, always talking about Nengi. So it's best for her to cut off. Let Ozo go and chase who he wants to chase. If it's Nengi he likes, he should go for her. If it's not Nengi that he likes, then he should plainly tell, he should plainly state it. It's not every time you say, oh, this is my spec, this is my spec, this is my spec, even where Dorothy is. And yesterday night, he was also having a discussion where Nengi was, and he was saying that Dorothy is the person he's close to in the house, he's closest to in the house, that he liked her vibe. This is where Nengi was. He was talking about Dorothy. So I don't understand the kind of confusing situation that he's doing. And I like the fact that one of them came to speak up. Now Dorothy has spoken up. If not, he would have just been doing that. When he's with Dorothy, you say Nengi this, Nengi that. When he's with Nengi, you say Dorothy this, Dorothy that. So don't be using me to be doing this your games. That's what Dorothy came to do, and I personally like it. So while they were talking, Eric came in, they explained the situation to Eric. He understood a bit, but he didn't last long. He now left. Later on, also now went out and was having a conversation with Eric. Eric was now telling him that Dorothy, for her to be saying this kind of thing to him, means that Dorothy likes him. He was not like, but like, they have a good friendship, and even if he has anything, he wants to have anything to do with another person in the house, that it's not going to affect their friendship, that he values the friendship that hey, Jesus is Lord. Oh my God, that he values the friendship that they have, and that he would pick their friendship over any relationship that he's going to have in the house. That instead of him, like more like instead of him to lose the friendship he has with Dorothy, he's not going to he's not going to like pursue a relationship in the house. And earlier on, before all these things started happening, he told Nengi that he wanted them to talk that night. And me, that's why I was even awake. I was waiting for that talk. I was like, okay, let them finally have this conversation. I didn't even know that he was going to have a conversation with Dorothy. So when he was now speaking to Eric, now he now said that he values Dorothy's friendship, he likes her vibe, and she's a very nice girl. That apart from the fact that he's close to her, he feels like she's like the nicest babe in the house, and that he would choose their friendship over anything in the house, anytime, any day. And it's the same thing he also told Biggie, that Dorothy is the one that he vibes with, and above every other person in the house, she's the one that he feels like he's going to bond with. So his talk is even confusing too. I just hope that Dorothy just sticks to what she's saying, so that when he's ready to define what it is that he has, he'll define it. If not, she should just move on. She won't go and be close to Prince, because I feel like they have a hidden chemistry. She and Prince should just carry on, carry go. Then later on now, he now went to have a conversation with Nengi, and this was the most awkward conversation that they've had in that house, or that people have had in that house. It was so awkward. It was like, okay, these people have been wanting to talk since. Now they finally come together. At first, he was sitting down with Nengi, and Trikiti was there, Prince was there. They were all there. He now told them that he wants to ask Nengi something. Then they now gave way now for them to talk. We are talk now. They were now doing up conversation. Guys, to be honest with you, I could not put two and two together to really get what they were talking about. He was saying there that, what's up, this one, Nengi was now being shy. They were just doing like primary school children trying to have a conversation to say, I like you, you like me. But it was just very awkward. You know the vibe that he has with Dorothy. We're already used to seeing that kind of vibe. Then when it now came to Nengi, the vibe was very different. It wasn't just flowing. You know, there's just this awkwardness when two people that like each other are just in this space trying to have a conversation that is kind of forced, because it seems forced. Ozo was saying that he wants things to flow between himself and Nengi. He doesn't just want to rush into anything. He wants them to just flow freely. Then if things happen, it happens. But the way the housemates have been pushing them together, Ozo and Nengi, ultimate light skin, both of them. So it's almost like the conversation just was not meant to happen now, but also now push for it. Let him now define everything. At the point, they now went on breaks. The Big is tired. They went on break. Initially, I couldn't put their conversation together. Then when they now came back, that's when they had like a conversation that made more sense. He was now saying that he did not know that Nengi was shy. That he's kind of surprised that she's shy. She was not like that she doesn't know how to handle this kind of conversations, that she always feels uncomfortable when, you know, somebody's telling her he likes her and everything. He was not like, who likes you? That particular thing was trending today. He was like, he fancies her, he did not say he likes her, that you have to crawl first before you start walking. She was not like, okay, oh, are you serious? He said yes, that fancy comes before likeness. And I said, okay, what's all this? Big brother even started playing music, because I'm sure he was not understanding what they were saying. So he was not saying that he has always said it, that he fancies her in the house. She was not saying that she doesn't want to get into anything, that she's not sure she wants to get into a relationship in the house, that the way she's looking at it, she doesn't think she'll get into any relationship in the house. I'm like, what are you people saying? Also was saying that even for him, that he came in with an open mind, that he didn't even know that he was going to see anybody and like get attracted to them in the house, that he just came in with an open mind, that he didn't plan to, he doesn't know how it's going to be in the house relationship wise. I say, what are you doing? You have come together, you are talk. Nengi is saying she does not want relationship in the house. I'm like, okay, what are you doing? Somebody that went to wear sexy night wear to come and sit down with him and have this discussion, because he said he wanted to have the discussion. Babe had rubbed lip gloss, worn her very, very short nightwear, one short like that and one kind of half top, and it was looking all sexy and shit. And you're telling me don't say that thing, because Ozo seems like somebody that's going to take her words literally. Earlier on, she said she has a boyfriend outside the house. So now again saying that, oh, she doesn't think she'll have a relationship in the house, it's almost like it's making it difficult for him to like say something. Then him now tried to be on the defensive side. He was like, who likes you? I just said I fancy you. I just feel like they're not being completely open with each other about what they want and stuff. At this point, They now took us inside where they were fighting. No. Before the fight, they showed where Erica was crying and Kidwaya was consoling her. Hey, see that ship, eh? That ship is going to sail. Oh, I hope it's sail. So Erica was crying, and she was just saying that she feels kind of alone in the house. That normally she's not somebody that usually has a lot of friends, but she usually has at least a few friends that she can relate with and share stuff with. But in the house, it's almost like she doesn't have anybody like that. And there are some people that she knew outside the house that she felt like when they come in together that they're going to be close. That they already talked about coming to the house together. She felt like they'll be close, and now nothing is happening and she just feels like she's alone. Now let me explain this part for you, because I feel like I know what Erica is talking about. Nengi and Erica, they knew each other before they entered the house, and I think they had some kind of friendship, or they were close. I don't know the kind of friendship they had, but they knew each other before they came into the house. And coming into the house, Nengi has not been acting like somebody that knows Erica. She has not been like, the closeness has not been there, and apart from the closeness being there, you don't really have to be so close to the person. But the things that she has been doing, it has just been somehow like, oh, she doesn't regard Erica as a friend. Somebody mentioned that maybe she's even seen Erica as a competition. I don't know, but what I've observed is that she has not really been treating her like somebody that she really knows from outside. First of all, the head of house room, I'm sure Erica was expecting that she choose her based on, okay, we don't know before. Now she now chose another lady, Watoni. Then today they had a game where Nengi had to choose people that would be on her team. Watoni also had to choose people, and they picked boys. Then when it went to picking the girls, they were just picking all the girls one by one, picking all the girls. Nengi did not pick Erica. In fact, Erica was the last person that was picked today. So Nengi picked, kept picking. Erica, nobody had picked her. Then finally, now, you know that kind of thing where I've picked the second to last person, so you have to pick the last person. So that person is almost like the rejected stone. Normally, there must always be a last person, so it's not okay for, doesn't make sense for you to start feeling somehow because you were the last person that was picked. Some people feel somehow about it, but I feel like the reason why maybe that would have made her feel some kind of way is because this person is your friend. She's head of house, is your friend. She's the one that is speaking, and then I'm not the last person that is being picked. It's almost like it doesn't really make sense. So I don't know what is going on there, but I think that's what Erica was talking about. I don't know the second person that she knew before they entered the house, but I know Nengi is one of them. Then added to it, tonight in their arena games, she was talking about the fact that maybe she didn't like her performance. So everything put together just made her kind of emotional. Then Kidwaya was there for her. He was like, I'm here for you, that. He was out telling her how strong she is. She's a strong person, this, that. He was just giving her all this gist, all this talk. She was like, I don't even like the fact that I'm crying, that she doesn't know why she's crying, that the fact that she's here, she's not supposed to be crying, she doesn't know why she's crying. Kidwaya was consoling her, but they didn't hug her. Maybe I was thinking that maybe they didn't even hug. Maybe they hugged, I didn't even see. But he sure consoled her, telling her sorry, this, that, See how ship is hitting me. I sure like them together, so in fact, all the ships, let them just keep sailing. Then they now showed us these people's fights. They are very, very unnecessary fights. The most unnecessary fights I've ever seen. So they just showed us where Kaisha was shouting and Lucy was shouting. Kaisha was shouting, calling Lucy old cargo, this, that. Then Lucy, what was she even saying, Seth? I can't even remember what Lucy was saying. She was just saying all those things like, you can't try me in this house, and I will answer everybody, I will insult everybody, this, that. She was just attacking generally, like saying, why would you try that kind of nonsense? Why would you do this? So at this point, I didn't even get the reason for the argument or the reason for the fight. Then the next thing, Lucy was like, she's going to go out. She was not just with Katrina. Apparently, they are besties, or they've been doing besties. The two most troublesome people in the house are close friends. So they were now doing bestship. She was now talking to Katrina. Katrina was not saying that it's because they are only in this house that, and they know that they cannot hit anybody. That if now outside now, you go just give person hot slap, lock the person up. That is because they're in this house now, everybody's just doing anyhow. I say, okay, all these big people that are coming to the house, if you know that the house is not for you, you are too big for them, stay. If you are locking people up outside, carry your wahala and go. So Lucy was not shouting that. In fact, I let her go to the parlor. I don't even know why she went to the parlor For what? It was almost like she did not want the fight to stop because they had already carried Kaisha out of the room. Abi Kaisha had already left the room. Then she now went to the parlor. Lucy now went to the parlor too. It's almost like she didn't want the fight to stop. She wanted everybody's attention to be called. Maybe she felt like nobody, Abi, the camera was not in the room. Maybe, that kind of situation. Like, what if the camera did not capture this fight? I need to go to where I'll be seen because they've already put off the lights in the room. It was lights out. She now went to the parlor to go and continue the ginger. Die, nobody try in this house. So she was now speaking Yoruba, kiniko, le, saying different things. Then the next thing, Praise came in and was now talking to her like, you don't have to, you should not be that rude, that you should not do this, that it doesn't make sense for you to be saying things like that. So apparently she said something about the housemates, that how can adults be behaving like small children, adults that have traveled far and wide behaving like small children, and that's what Praise heard, and he didn't like that statement, so he called her out for it. It was like it doesn't make sense. Then the next thing she was saying that how can somebody drop used tampons in the bathroom and not dispose it and stuff like. I don't know. I heard that she had been shouting about it since that okay, somebody dropped used tampons, and I don't think I don't think it's something that you go around and be shouting about because number one, it's an embarrassing situation. So if you go around to shout, "Oh, who dropped used tampons in the bathroom?" Obviously, nobody's going to own up to it because nobody wants to come and say, "Oh, I dropped my used tampons in the bathroom." Like, it's not something you have to come out and announce like that. And I feel like it's something that is a mistake that some people make, some girls make, forget. It's an honest mistake, if I may put it that way. It's an honest mistake that some people make. Some people have trained themselves that they never forget their tampons. But then it's a mistake that some people still make. And then if you're asking that kind of question, you should go. Maybe you can go to each person to ask or something. I don't know how she would have asked, but it doesn't make sense to stand now saying it. There's a way you signal each person or ask each person and stuff. She was not shouting, da 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 da. Then the boys were now looking at her like V was not looking at her like she was so disgusted. You're looking at somebody like, who is this Raz person? Like, she was just looking at her some kind of way, like, why you being all crazy and stuff. So Lucy's anger today was just piled up anger because earlier on they were complaining about the fact that they used to cook and the other housemates don't come to help. That's Lucy and Katrina, that you call them to help, they'll be nonchalant and stuff. And I'm like, if you don't want to cook, just rest. It's not you carried yourself to the kitchen. Nobody ever forced anybody to cook in that kitchen. You carried yourself to the kitchen and you're still the one complaining that, oh, they don't want to help and stuff. If you call people to help you and they don't help you to cook and you feel some kind of way about cooking for them, stop cooking for them. The whole fight thing was just happening. Apart from that, what other thing is even there to talk about? Lilo and Eric. I don't understand what those two people are doing. They will stay in bed for hours. Like, when people are like this, their faces are like this, almost together. And then nobody wants to make the move or to do anything. Eric was just looking at her. Today they were just lying in bed. Like, Lilo was lying on top of his chest. His muscular chest. Lilo was just lying on top of his chest and everything. He was not holding her. They were having conversations. The Lilo was just talking anyhow. He was just looking at her. He would talk small, respond to what she's saying. Look at her. She was just talking. Tell me to keep quiet and let's know what's going to happen. Then, at the point, she was not looking at her. She was not like, why are you looking at me with those lustful eyes? Said, nothing. He was not there. Oh. They kept on, when they just keep Kayode, our cameraman, there. And we too, we are just there, waiting for something to happen. Waiting. Nothing happened. We legit waited for 10, 15, 20, 30 minutes and nothing was happening. They were just there going back and forth, looking around. I say, these people, if you want to do something, if you don't want to, don't make us feel like something is about to happen here. Let's know whether we are moving on to another ship or we are staying here. So later on, Lilo now slept off. She now slept off. She was falling asleep. I don't even know. She just slept. Maybe she was avoiding the awkward situation or she was avoiding kids. So I'm just watching them. This night they were even trying to settle their quarrel with each other. Like, Lilo was saying that he was giving her attitude and stuff. She was talking to him, that if there's any issue, he should speak to her and not keep it to himself. There's so much that has been said today, so I'm not even going to add anything. There's so many things that have been happening, there's so much to be said, but I'm not just going to add all of that in this video. Let's just move on from it. Then subsequently, I'm going to give you guys more details of what's happening. Don't forget to turn on your post notifications, guys. You don't want to be missing out on everything that's happening. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, share, subscribe. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye. I love you.